Hello and happy Wednesday to everybody in the Daily Antidote of Song. I am going to be your co host today, Betsy Fulford, and Andrea Blackford is my other co host, and Joe is here, of course. And I'm going to do the hellos. So here we go. Hello, Joe Rossi. Hello, Andrea Blackford. Hello, Greg and Chris Lewis, who are going to be our leaders today, and Kieran is also joining them. Hi, Kieran. Hello, Deli. Hello, Aloysius from Westford. Hello, Becky Kane. Hello, Mabel in Massachusetts. Hi, Dan in Vienna, Virginia, and Susan G and Trish. Hi, Trish. Nice to see you today. Hi, Susan Lewis and Eliza. Hi there. You guys are on a different screen than the rest of your family. Hi, Busy Graham. So great to see you. Hi, Anne. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Kevin from New Hampshire. Hello, Kim from Vancouver and Annette. Hi, nice to see you today. Hi, Karen. Hi, Susan from Seattle and Arlene with the wonderful background. Hi, Doug. Hi, Doug. And Sheila in Florida, Kathy in Virginia, and Christina and Sarah in Texas. Gosh, we're all over the place today. Hi, Bob in Maryland, and Kathleen in Albuquerque, and Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. How are you doing today? Carolyn, nice to see you. Hi, Jamie from Victoria, and Luda, also from Victoria, right next to each other. Hi, Jean and Gary. Barb from Kentucky, nice to see you today. How are things in Kentucky? Hi, Thomasina, so great to see you. And hi, Al, he's got his guitar ready. Hi, Anne and Jane in Silver Spring, Jim in New York City, Francis in Virginia. Hi, Dion. Hi, Kat in Vermont. And Jim Harkless is here today. So wonderful to see you, Jim. Hi, Bob in Massachusetts and Fred. Hi, Nancy, Susan, Harriet, and Brian. And I'm going to go to the next page. No, gosh, I'm going to find my place here. Let's see. Where did Brian leave off? Hi, Susan, and Bob, and Ray, Joe's mom, and Janet. Hi, Leslie, Carpe Diem. Hello, Carpe Diem, who's the host today also. And Sandra, Joni. Hello, LMG. Gwyn and Cricket in Silver Spring. And hi, Margaret and Sarah and Jay Corabell. And hi, Colin. I think I've gotten everybody. I'm at the end of my list. So I'm going to turn things back over to Andrea, who's going to welcome you today.
Well, hello and welcome to a wonderful Wednesday of Revels Week on Washington Revels Week. Thank you for coming today. We're halfway through this week. It's hump day, and I hope you'll stay with us for more fabulous song leaders from the Washington Revels community for the rest of this week in the coming days. And those folks include Yvonne Brown and John Butterfield, all the way from Colorado, Jonathan Mulberg, Aaron Geyer, our own Aaron, and we'll close the week with Jubilee Voices. So there's lots of opportunities to get together, sing some songs, and have some good times. Now, before we move on, I'm going to tell you there's a lot happening in the upcoming weeks from Washington Revels, especially our celebration of spring, which is being released this Saturday, May 22nd. So to learn about this and all of our other upcoming events, please visit our website. And thank you, Joe, who's working our tech today and putting links in chat and doing wonderful things so things can keep running. Now, this week, we get to know the wonderful folks that make up our Washington Revels community. And today I am pleased to introduce Revels Executive Emeritus, actually now Director of Projects, Greg Lewis, who recently retired and had been helming the organization since 2005. Greg is with his son Chris, and with Chris is Kieran. Everybody wave. They're great folks. Now, this isn't the whole story. The Lewises have been part of Washington Revels since the very beginning. We've seen Chris and his siblings grow up with Revels traditions and watch those traditions being passed on to them and then subsequently being passed on to Chris's children. As an aside, I have to do this to embarrass you. I knew Chris when he was a teenager, okay? Anyway, Today, they're going to sing for us a great song by Stan Rogers, The Mary Ellen Carter. So,
Well, thanks, Andrea. Um, the background on this song, it's not really a quintessentially Revel song. There are those sort of iconic Revel songs that are wonderful, and but we also like what we do to bring what we call tradition bearers to everybody and to introduce them and to make them part of what we do on stage. Stan Rogers has reached almost mythical status in the area of maritime music. Just extraordinary. Canadian, died tragically at age 33 in an airline fire in Cincinnati. But just in that period of time, has become sort of representative of an entire genre of music. Not sea shanties, as many of you know. Sea shanties are really essentially work songs that were done to help the work get done. But his songs are about the men and people of who lived on the water, around the water, near the water, and all of that. He, when I say mythical, he still is celebrated today in Nova Scotia with a festival in his own name. He is in Summer Folk Festival in Ontario. This particular song is sung by everybody multiple times during the festival. All audience by the other acts that are doing things. It's something that just sort of engages the entire community, and the reason we love to sing it, and we've done it a lot, Chris and I, and also my wife Susan and Chris's mother, who also we've been involved in Revel since the very beginning in 1983. But this song is a song of inspiration. It's hope. It's redemption. It is the song of a ship that sunk, a mythical ship. It did not exist, but many like it did, and of the work by people to salvage it and bring it up. And you'll hear it in the words. And as we enter into hopefully a post-COVID, but in any event post-vaccinated time in the U.S., it's a sense of where our redemption and our rising up again hopefully will characterize everybody. So that's the general background of it. We're going to go through now and sing the refrain, and for that we're going to sing. Chris and I will sing it one time all the way through. And then we'll line it out so for all of you to be able to sing, and then we'll do a little bit of the harmony for those who want to sing it slightly lower. So the refrain goes like this: Rise again, rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. All right, so that's the blending of the bass and tenor harmony on that. And Chris will now take you through and line out the main melody of the refrain.
Great. So for those for whom this is new, it's got four segments. I'll teach each of the four. So it starts: rise again, rise again. Now you try it. Rise again, rise again. And the second segment starts on the same note: that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. You try it. That her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. Great, let's put those two together. Rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. Right? Third segment is: all those who loved her best and were with her till the end. You try it. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end. And then it goes: we'll make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. You try it. We'll make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. That's great. Let's put it all together. Rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again.
All right. For those of you for whom that's a touch high or who just want to create harmony on your own, the other part goes like this. When he goes, rise again, basses go, rise, and altos, rise again. And then, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. So you can follow along. You can pick those out. You can sing whatever you'd like. And we'll go ahead. We'll do one more time on, and then we'll start the verses. All of the refrains we sing pretty strong and lustily, with the exception of the third refrain, and we'll sing that a little softer. If you don't, that's all right. Perfectly fine. And then at the very end, once we do the refrain after the fourth and final verse, the two of us will close it out with a special refrain with different words and whatnot. So this is Mary Ellen Carter. As you sing it, think that you are part of this vast festival, not just the room here, but this vast festival of people singing this in honor of Stan Rogers, but also just for what it means to be a human.
Starting with the verse.
The verse. Oh no, that's one time.
Rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. She went down last October in a pouring driving rain. The skipper he'd been drinking and the mate he felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock and he was dealt a mortal blow, and the Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just us 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We'd worked like hell to save her, all heedless of the cost, and the groan she gave as she went down, it caused us to proclaim that the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. The owners wrote her off, not a nickel would they spend. She gave 20 years of service, boys, and met her sorry end. But insurance paid the loss to us, so let her rest below. And they laughed at us and said we had to go. But we've talked of her all winter, some days around the clock. She's worth $250,000 a-floating at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar, we swore we would remain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. All spring now we've been with her on a barge lent by a friend. 3 dives a day in a hard hat suit, and twice I've had the bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet, and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. But we've patched her rents, we've stopped her vents, dogged hatch and portal down, put cables to her fore and aft, and girded her around. Tomorrow noon we'll hit the air, and then take up the strain, and watch the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. For we couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. She'd saved our lives so many times, a-living through the gale, and the laughing drunken rats who left her to her sorry grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you, to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to and pull out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, and like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again. Rise again. Rise again. Rise again. Rise again. That her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again. Rise again. Though your heart it be broken and life about to end, no matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. We were talking about songs being a gift, and Stan Rogers is one of my favorites, and I love that song so very, very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It was absolutely beautiful. Now, before we move on, I'd like to acknowledge that we have some of your other family members on this call, Susan and Eliza, and I think Sarah's around there somewhere. So everybody, wave please, and let me know you're there. Thank you. We know that you're part of the family, and you behind every good man there's a woman. So thank
Usually
you so
in
much.
front.
Hmm?
Usually
Oh,
in front.
so I have a few questions to ask you all, and we'd like to hear first. We'd like to hear more about your perspectives on raising a Revels family and engaging your family members in music and celebrating traditions. So can we start with Greg with his perspective, and then Chris?
Well, sure. Susan and I met in music, singing. She was a dancer. I was singing, and she was singing in various things as well. It's always meant a lot to us. We came in touch with Revels before the very first Christmas Revels in 1983. When we came to a party, we saw people dancing in a circle, which Revels do a lot, and holding hands, and we said, "Don't know what this is. We want to be part of it." And part of what we do as a family, we love to sing. We've sung to the boys went from the time they were babies, and then gradually brought them into it, and it's been meaningful to have all of them in the show. Chris has been in the most shows, about 20 now or something.
I think I just hit 20.
And Susan and I are in the 30s, but that's all right. And Kieran now has been in 2, and Eliza will hopefully be coming along. And it's just for Revels is very much about family, very much about community, but it starts with the family, and it really is something that is just music is like breathing. It's like food. It's you can always get lunch, but you feed the soul first, and so I think that's Susan. I don't know if you want to add something to that. Otherwise, we'll turn it over to Chris.
I not a lot to add, except that having our family be part of this bigger community, it was so important for us to not only share it with our children, but for them to understand and be part of this greater community, where I think people have said many times, your children are friends, not just with kids of their own age, but with teenagers, with adults, with so many people. And it's for our kids was one of the first introductions to a wider world, both in terms of the people and in terms of the music and in terms of the cultures. It's been the biggest blessing in our lives, and we have been so privileged to share it with our children, and now on to this next generation who love it just as much.
But first on to Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's tough to put in words how sort of special and meaningful it was growing up in the Revels community, which itself is a family, but also doing it with family, with both my parents, with my brothers, and it's just been amazing to now share it with Kieran on stage. The last time we had a staged Revels, and very much looking forward to doing more of that in the future. The really special thing about traditions for me is the connection across time, the connection across generations, both generations, here with us and generations that have come long before. And so it's such a natural thing with traditions to then share them with the next generation. And growing up in Revels, the music and song is sort of the quintessential tradition for me. So it's just been so special sharing the all the Rebel songs that mean so much to us, both in all directions generationally.
Excellent.
We also love performing as a family. We do a lot of singing of songs like this and others. And Kieran's starting to join that as well. It
Yay.
really is. It really is wonderful.
That is terrific. Now, here's a really big question. Chris, I'd like you to start. Tell us how you all, as your nuclear family and together, kept engaged, in touch, and singing during the last 15 months. In other words, how did you keep from going insane?
In as much as we've kept from going insane, certainly music has played a part. Musical theater has, I think, played a big part. We've explored a lot of wonderful musical theater out there with the kids, from Les Mis and Into the Woods to more recent things like Greatest Showman and Dear Evan Hansen. And so it's we've actually had a lot of fun sort of exploring musicals with them. The other thing we've done a lot recently that Eliza has taken the lead on is karaoke, and getting a karaoke app and just having fun singing together. So that's what we've done a lot of. What would you add to that, Kieran?
I mean, some of it we did our mini Revels.
How could I forget that? Yeah, why don't you explain that?
So the day after Christmas, his birthday, we did like a mini Revels, where like it was kind of like the real thing, is just shorter. There was singing, dancing, and we actually took a recording and some shots of it, and it turned out nice.
Who was the director?
Me.
and who was the production manager?
Susan.
Yeah. It really is. It's fabulous to get that. When he was young, he would pretend. The founder of Revels was Jack Langstaff, and he would get a lot of kids together and say, "Well, let's play Revels." And I said, "I'll be Jack Langstaff," and the others, he expected them to take roles. Of course, they didn't know what. They didn't have a clue what was going on, but nonetheless survived.
Anything you want to add, Susan?
Yes, I have to say that all of the things, first of all, that Revels offered through this pandemic period really helped us a lot. Daily Antidote, we participated in last May. Kieran did also. We all participated in the Solstice Revels. We have so enjoyed being part of the wonderful May celebration, which I know you can sign up to start watching. We'll be able to see that all soon. I'm very excited about that. But this mini Revels was particularly wonderful. We did costumes. We potted with Chris, and the family. So we were able to work a lot on this past summer and the last fall. And we made costumes, we did sets, we did everything imaginable. It was really pretty wonderful to pass that on down. And I already know Kieran and Eliza will be passing on Revels traditions, and I hope exploring other cultures with their families and their grandchildren.
And it was great. Kieran had director-to-director talks with Roberta Gaspari, the artistic director of Revel, talking about things and how directors handle stuff, and et cetera, and so forth. The other things that we did, Daily Antidote of Song has been a staple. I had from the very beginning, and in the end, I've been a little less frequent, but I've been to 250 plus of them out of the 300 plus and 365 plus. And that's really, to be able to do that, and even to sing when you can't hear people, just to be part of it. And I know the others on the call feel the same way. But we also did other songs and singing when we get together as a family. Music remained an essential part during pandemic.
Yes, it is. And we've been at this for 409 days. Can you believe that? 409 days. And we are so close to hitting the finish line in terms of being together. So it's really wonderful to see all of you together and all of us in the room together so we can sing and within our homes and with our families and with our friends in our pods. So thank you so much for coming on and giving us a little slice of your lives today. It's always great to hear from you. And what I'm going to do right now is turn things over to Betsy so she can get some announcements out and some closing thoughts.
Well, actually, before I do that, I have one quick question for Eliza. What is your favorite go-to karaoke song? Since you're the karaoke meister, somebody tell me, what is her song that she likes to do on karaoke?
She belts out a great "Let It Go."
All right. I was hoping it might be that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
thank you. That's everybody's favorite karaoke song.
Everybody loves that song.
So thank you so much, Lewis's, for all being here today. I just want to add another plug for our great upcoming Washington Revels events, especially the Celebration of Spring, which is going to be released on Saturday. And as Andrea mentioned recently, maybe even today, we've been seeing some of the pre-release video and audio from that, and it's going to be so much fun. And you will actually see Kieran and Eliza very prominently featured in that video. So something to really look forward to. The children's song is absolute magic. So there's also, the Lewises also are doing a maypole dance in that video. So just so many things to look forward to. If you want to know more about the Celebration of Spring, it's going to be available from May 22nd to June 5th. It's free, but you need to register so that you can get the information about how to view it. And of course, we're happy for any donations along the way to help us keep our programs going. But it is our gift to you, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. Please share it with all your friends, and you can get that link from the Washington Revels website. And also in the chat is a direct link to that event. And then mark your calendars for June 19th, when we're going to have Jubilee Voices is going to present a wonderful Juneteenth celebration with a lot of exploration of family histories and ancestors. And I think it's just going to be so interesting and so wonderful. And you'll have a chance to really get to know the many people in Jubilee Voices, including Keith, who we heard from on Monday. And his, as you already know, his history is very fascinating. So all are welcome, and please continue to join us for the rest of this week for the Daily Antidote of Song tomorrow, featuring Yvonne Brown and John Butterfield, who are going to be live from Boulder, Colorado. And Yvonne is my assistant music director, and she has still been assisting me even through the pandemic and even during the May Revels preparation when she was living in Boulder. So the pandemic taught us some great things about how to collaborate with people that maybe have moved far away. And I think, Andrea, you might want to say something.
I have one more thing. I hope I'm not muted so you can hear me. I have one more thing, and that is that Carpe Diem will be having its community sing on the 21st. So be there and come and sing. It's a great tonic. It's a great, you all know I'm preaching to the choir here. So please come to the community sing, the Carpe Diem community sing on the 21st. Take a look out for that information too.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And then I think that actually we're ready to hand things over to Andrea for the final. Actually, I take that back.
Take that back.
We're going to reprise the song.
Yes.
So handing things back to Chris and Greg, we're going to maybe hit a few more refrains on that wonderful song that you shared with us. And 2 more refrains? All right. And
then we'll take it out with that final thing that we do together.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And over to Chris and Greg.
Rise again,
Rise again,
rise again,
rise again,
that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end
will
make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again,
rise again,
rise again,
rise again,
that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. All those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again.
Rise again, rise again.
Though your heart it be broken and life about to end, no matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. I had so much fun singing that song today, and I'm gonna, since I jumped my final announcements, did them before the reprise, I'm just gonna say goodbye to everyone and actually hand things over to Andrea for the final goodbyes. But please come back tomorrow and for the rest of this week for some wonderful song leaders from the Washington Revels community, starting tomorrow with Yvonne Brown and John Butterfield, direct from Boulder, Colorado. And thanks again to all the Lewises for your wonderful song and for sharing all your background with Revels. It was delightful. Andrea, over to you.
All right, now it's time to say goodbye. Boo-hoo. But we're going to have a good time today because we've been roused by this song and those wonderful cushy harmonies. So let's go out in the world and do what we can to make it one more day brighter for all of us. Thank you to the
all our friends. All our friends on Daily Antidote. Treat yourself to the music of Stan Rogers. You will be very, very glad you did.
Yes, yes. So to the Lewises, and that includes Susan and Eliza, thank you and goodbye. Thank you for having us in your space for a while to learn more about you. Thank you, Betsy, for co-hosting. Thank you, Joe, for tech today and all of your help and all you've done to help create and promote this community. I'd like to say bye now to Deli and Becky Kane and Mabel in Massachusetts with her friends, Dan Walker, Susan G, looking lovely in green. Busy Graham, we love you. Thank you to Carpe Diem Arts for everything you do for this community. Deborah Denenfeld, hello. Kim in Vancouver, British Columbia, hello. Annette, Susan in Seattle, goodbye, have a good day. Arlene Baxter in Berkeley and Doug Varney and Sheila in Florida, Kathy in Virginia, and Christiana in Seattle. By Sarah Page in Texas, Bonnie Schuster and Kathleen in Albuquerque, and Carolyn Wolf and Jane in Silver Spring. Hi, friend. Jim in NYC, Ann Lafferty, Mr. Christians with the guitar. Oh, that's lovely. Everybody's moving. Work with me here. Kat Cox in Vermont, Dion Reinhardt, Trish and Philip and Nancy. Joe, thank you again. Jamie Dundas, Harriet Dart, Bob Lee in Massachusetts, Thomasina Maxwell, Trish and Philip, thank you and have a great day. Luda in Victoria, Janet Stallnitz, Margaret Blatchley, Aloysius, thanks for being with us today. LMG, let's see if I got everybody. No, not quite. Kathy S. in upstate New York. Jim Harkless, good to see you as always. Love you. Brian McLaughlin, Trish and Philip, I think I got you, but hey, twice is nice, right? And Kirsten Zerbrig, I'm sorry I've got your name wrong, but thank you. Let's see, is that Cricket? Nice to see you. Harriet. And let's see, that might be everybody, but thank you for coming today and sharing time with us. Bob Lee, I like ramps too. Great to see you. Have a good day. Everybody, thank you for joining us and making this space so very special. We love you. Thank you. Have a great day. Take care. Is there anybody else I got?
Thank you so much, Andrea and Betsy, Greg and Chris, and goodbye to everybody out there on Facebook Live. We're so glad you joined us today and can't wait to see you tomorrow. Hugs, love from the whole Washington Revels Carpe Diem Arts crew, and we'll see you tomorrow for another great day of singing.